Hi, welcome to the book chapter 12. Today, in this book of the Bible, Jesus taught us not to worry. It also taught us to wash ourselves carefully so that we don't get contaminated with the Pharisees' yeast. He said you can't keep your real self forever. The Pharisees think they can hide under the law and then keep their real self forever. But Jesus said they can't keep their real self forever. He's also saying to us today that you can't keep your real self forever. There's an adage in my language that says that our character are like smoke. You can't keep smoke. It will come out. You can't just keep it. Finally, everybody will know, all eyes will see it and know, oh, this is who you are. So he's saying to us that you can't hide behind a religious mask forever. Sooner or later, the mask will slip and your true face will be known. So you can't whisper one thing in private and preach the opposite in public. The day is coming when those whispers will be repeated all over town. You preach one thing, but you are doing something else in your corner. The time is coming that what you are doing in your corner, every eyes will see it. Every eyes will see it. Every eyes will see it. He said, don't you know that God is paying more attention even to the last detail, even to the numbering of the hair on your head. God is paying attention to those things. Then he went ahead to tell us the story of a greedy farmer. He had built everything. He has worked very well. His barn was not even big enough by the time the harvest came. He had to expand his barn and build bigger ones. Then he gathered all his grain and gold and said to himself, "Self, you have done well. You have got it made and can now retire. Take it easy and have the time of your life." And the Bible says in the midnight, the Lord said to him, "Fool, tonight you will die. And your barn full of goods, who get it?" That is what happened when you fill your barn with self and not with God. The Lord has given you harvest. He has been gracious unto you. And all you could do of yourself, saying, "Oh, let me just relax. Let me just chill. I'll just be eating and marrying and enjoying it." But the Lord showed up and said, "Think you are the one that owns your life? I will prove to you that I own it. This night you will die. Life will be taken away from you because you have refused to acknowledge the Lord." Then he went ahead to tell us, not worry about a thing. Say, look at the ravens, free and unfettered, not tied down to a job description, carefree in the care of the Lord, and you can't far more than them. Has anyone by fusing before the mirror ever gotten taller by so much an inch? If fusing can even do that, why can't even do that? Why fuse at all? Why worry at all? Say, look at the white flowers. They don't think, they're not bothered. Say, what I'm trying to do here is get you relaxed. Not so preoccupied with getting, so you can respond to God's giving. Some of us, we are preoccupied with, I want to work, I want to do this, I want to have this, once I save up, I will buy this. Don't make allowance God's favor intercepting your plans, allowances for God's favor, God's help coming through for you. Just solely rely on your work, on your career, your job as your source. God is your source. God is your source. So keep your shirt on, keep the light on. Be like house servant waiting for their master to come back from his honeymoon, awake and ready to open the door when he arrives and knock. Lucky the servant whom the master finds unwashed. He will put on an apron, sit at the table, serve them a meal, sharing his wedding feast with them. It doesn't matter what time of the night he arrives, they are awake and so blessed. You know that if the house owner had known what night the burglar was coming, he wouldn't have stayed out late and left the place unlocked. So don't you be careless. Just when you don't expect him, the Son of Man will show up. Peter said, "Master, are you telling this story just for us, or is it for everybody?" Jesus is saying here that you must be ready. We must be ready, ever ready. We don't know when it's coming. Anytime it comes again, we must be ever ready. We must be ever ready. He said, the servant who knows what his master wants and ignore it or insolently does whatever he pleases will be thoroughly trashed. But if he does a pure job through ignorance, he will get off with a slap on the hand. Great gift means great responsibility. Greater gift, greater responsibilities. So he says, who is a dependable manager? full of common sense that the master put in charge of his staff to feed them well and on time is a blessed man. If when the master shows up, he's doing his job. But if he says to himself, the master is certainly taking his time, begins maltreating the servant and maids, throw parties for his friends, and get drunk, the master will walk in when he least expects, give him the trashing of his life, put him back in the kitchen peeling potatoes. So we must be ever ready. All the stories that Jesus is telling here just shows that we're ready for his coming, because he will come with it. I feel like the rich fool was not killed by God because he was greedy, or let me say, because the rich fool was not killed by God because he was greedy alone. He will acknowledge God. When we sow, Apostle Paul says, I have sown, Apollos water, God give increase. We must understand the place of God in all that we do. That is the one that gives increase. The one that gives increase. Whatever we do is the one that gives us increase. But this man refused to acknowledge God. If you don't acknowledge God, it is a great sign of pride. In fact, it is one of the major signs that a person is proud. You must always acknowledge God. He said, then he told them this story. The farm of a certain rich man produced a terrific crop. He talked to himself, what can I do? My barn isn't big enough for this harvest. Then he said, here is what I will do. I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones. Then I will gather in all my grains and goods. And I will say to myself, Sir, you have done well. You have got it made and can now retire. Take it easy and have the time of your life. Where is acknowledgement of God in all of this? The rich fool did not acknowledge God. And that is why God actually requested for his life. And another thing that makes me think God requested for his life was because of his greediness. He wasn't saying, oh, this and the previous ones have ever heard, more than the ones I've ever heard. What can we do about it? Oh, Father, we thank you for this harvest. We give you all the glory. Thank you for this farm. Thank you for this crop. Thank you for the harvest. Thank you for the rain. Thank you for the sunshine. Then how can we give to the whatever God bring into your hands is not just for you. Not all harvest is for you. God could give you great harvest because of the people he needs you to minister to their needs. But this man did not acknowledge the fact that, oh, he could just be the receiver. He could be receiving on behalf of others. He thought the harvest was all about him. It wasn't all about you, sir. It wasn't all about you. No acknowledgement of God. No plan to give to the poor from what you have. You just feel like I should store it up and I will be eating it little by little and a good time to die. No. Another thing we learned here is that we should not worry. We should not worry about anything. They always say things like, if you have prayed about it, don't worry about it. If you have told God about it, don't worry about it. But many people have not come into that rest. They've not come into the rest of, I have told God about it, I prayed about it, it's settled, I'll just continue to give God praise about it. But after they have prayed about it, they keep working themselves out, stressing themselves out, thinking about it, worrying about the need, worrying about the food, about the clothes, about the house rent, about the car, about the child that is not behaving well, about the health issue, about the bills. They are just worried. Worrying doesn't solve anything. If worry solves things, I'm very sure that all of us will not have need again. We will not have need again. Worry does not solve anything. And there is nothing you doing that will not be reviewed. Because God sees everything. I hope this episode has blessed you. And today's faith challenge today, unlike the rich fool, go ahead and acknowledge God for all he has done, for all you have, for all he will do, and for all he's doing right now. Bye. See you in the next episode.